Hi guys, and welcome back to episode 4. I think it's episode 4 of the podcast. Obviously we're joined with Aidan Lopeman again, Ellis Christo, and myself. And like always, we're just going to talk about football really. But Ellis has gone already. Clearly, he's not happy with this podcast. What an outfit we are! What an outfit we are! Wearing a suit, but his camera can't stay up.
So unprofessional.
Hey. Nah, but lads, obviously been a good week of football. Just gonna sort of check in. Anyone sort of watched any good games? Anything that you of note that you've seen this week? Obviously, Aidan just told us before we started recording that he's watched nothing this week.
No, I've watched some football.
Trying to keep
I've
up
watched like the odd game. Yeah, doing my work, mate.
Yeah, and knowing you probably ain't done nothing.
They might be watching. No, hold on. They might be. My tutor might be watching. You can't say that.
Disclaimer.
You gotta say I'm ahead.
I'll put a disclaimer in the edit. Don't worry.
I'm ahead. I'm ahead of my work.
Nah, but boys, been sort of an interesting week of football. Obviously, Prem was on the weekend. Midweek fixtures have been FA Cup. You had a high-scoring game between Spurs and Everton, which Everton came out on top of. But sort of looking back to the weekend, any sort of games of note that you watched, Ellis?
Like you said, Rise, I've been watching a lot of the FA Cup this week and watched the Chelsea-Barnsley match yesterday. And oh my God!
Jesus Christ!
Jesus Christ! It was very poor, mate. Especially the first half. Like I was just from everything that's been built up over our recent form and with Thomas Tuchel, last night was just like, oh no, this is not good. But not to say that I'm worried or anything. We went to Barnsley, terrible pitch, terrible conditions. We got the win, which is important. No, we got the win, which is important.
Excuses in the FA Cup, in it, horrible pitch, horrible weather.
But it was terrible. It was terrible. And let's talk about Hakim Ziyech. Oh, I've had a rant about him in the past, but oh my God,
what are your thoughts? What's your thoughts?
He's a baller.
I think he's fooled all of us.
He's a baller.
Oh God.
No, he's a bull. Come on,
I
put some
can't
respect on his name.
Hates him just because he doesn't use his right foot.
Last night it was more than just the right foot. It was the first touch. It was the physicality. Mate, it's all nice and easy when you're playing.
But
Holland.
everyone's physicality in that game was poor against Barnsley. They were getting bullied.
Yeah, you got a point. But just because I've had a rant about him before, I was hoping that he was going to prove me wrong. I thought he was going to prove me wrong.
Head rent-free, only.
Yeah.
Just rattling around in there.
I read that he might be on his way out in the summer.
Yeah, I saw that. No, not
Juve.
Not permanent. Yeah, just on loan. AC Milan and Juve are watching him.
That's an interesting one. That might.
Yeah, he's more suited for that Italian slow league, just like time on the ball and stuff. He's suited for that.
No, come on. No, he's a baller.
I think a year is tough though, because like you spoke about it before. You said like with Havertz giving me like time, Werner give him time. I know they're a little bit younger than Ziyech, I think. I'm not sure how old Ziyech is. Yeah. But you say give him time, but then to ship him out after 1 year, I think that's a bit tough. Obviously, you're saying it's a loan, and they're probably just tracking it to see if he wants to move. But it's never a good sign this early if there's rumours already that he's going to go. It might not just be that he's not performing. He might actually just not enjoy the club, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think give him time. I don't know why Ellis has such a problem with him. I don't get it. Like, he was superb for Ajax before he moved. Boy was a joke.
Baller.
Scored that. Didn't he score a dirty free kick against you lot? Didn't he put it top?
Yeah, he did.
Like, corner.
Yeah, hit Kepa's face, innit?
Oh, I forgot Kepa.
Kepa played well last night.
Yeah, no, he did, to be fair. Yeah.
Kepa did very well.
I was happy. I was happy for the guy.
He's always had one or two good performances.
He played well, but let's still stick with Mendy for now. Just
get Czech back in. Get Czech in.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. He had a good game against Barnsley. But
hey, I
was happy for him.
I didn't even bother watching that game. I picked Netflix over that. That's how bad I knew it was going to be. What game did I watch on the weekend? Obviously, you had the City-Liverpool game. That was last weekend.
Yeah, what a game. What a game.
Superb game. Obviously, Phil Foden turned up.
Ah, good boy.
What's that?
What a player.
Captain for the draft, yeah?
Baller.
Captain for the draft. Bowler. Captain for the draft.
Yeah, obviously, Phil Foden turned up, had a stormer against Cropside, so I know Ellis was happy about that. City, first half was a bit boring. Not boring, but it was like they were sort of just feeling each other out. No one really sort of took the game sort of by the scruff of the neck, just to use a cliche. And then second half, Pep sort of team City sort of turned it on, and Liverpool just didn't have the answers for it. City looked good. City looked very good. Like Michael Richards said before the game, he was still a little bit like on the fence about who's going to win the league, and then afterwards, he was pretty much like it's City's league to lose. Which does not surprise me. But the Phil Foden performance has sparked up a few questions this week about obviously Euros end of the year. A lot of sort of like
he's got to play.
Yeah, this is what we're going to talk about. A lot of 10s. This is what I want to talk about. A lot of the English 10s. So you have sort of our performing to a very high level this season. So you have him, you have Jack Grealish, you have Mason Mount, you have Maddison.
Yeah.
Are they're four, isn't it? Yeah, they're pretty much them four, along with like all the other midfielders that they're going to have to take. And it's a question of, is one going to be very unhappy by missing out? Do they all go? How do they sort of, who plays, who doesn't, who's going to do what with Southgate? And sort of, for me, Foden has to go. He's probably the most talented out of all of them, considering age. But it's who misses out. So that's my question to you guys. You have them four. Who sort of, in what order do you think they are within the England ranking? One in your opinion and two in Southgate. Go on, let's do our opinions first, and then we'll sort of look at it from like what we think England will do with them.
Ellis,
go on, can you kick us off?
I think previously I was like James Maddison doesn't go, but he's come in a bit of form recently. And I mean, against Fulham the other week, he dominated. He was classed against them, so he's definitely in there. If I was the coach, I would take all of them, and I would maybe miss out on a number 9, or maybe a winger kind of thing, and I'll take all of them because I think they're all quite different players as well, and they can all affect the game in different ways. So I think it's going to be very difficult if he leaves one out to give a reason why.
So what winger on 9 misses out?
Well, I'll probably I'll take Harry Kane. I'll take Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and then I'd probably take a Danny Ings or a Ollie Watkins. I'll take one of them.
Wait, Ellis, just move to the side slightly for me. Like, just go like that. Other way. Keep going. No, I just want to see if there's a Danny Ings poster on your wall or something.
Right here. There. It's that one there.
The boy's got an obsession with him at the moment.
He's class, mate. He's class.
He is good, but I don't think. I
would take James Ward-Prowse to the Euros.
What, for free kicks?
He's too crucial at set pieces, man.
How can you not take that?
But you got other players. You've got other players that are good at set pieces like Mount, Maddison, Kane.
No, not in his league. Not in his league.
Hey,
but if you have a weapon like that, you do not leave that at home. You take that with you.
He's literally just mentioning everyone that he drafted this week.
Yeah. So soon he's going to say bring Tony Rudiger with Southgate.
Is he eligible for a British passport yet?
6 months left.
No, I'd be like Ellis. I'd want to bring all 4 and like leave. I wouldn't leave out a striker. I'd leave out a winger because Grealish and Mount can both play as wingers, and Mount can also play deeper. You can play as an 8.
So can Foden. He can play wide.
No, I prefer. Yeah. Foden can play wide as well.
Obviously, to accommodate, I agree that all of them have the right to go. I think if anyone misses out, it's Maddison. I think he's probably the lowest on the pecking order from like looking at what Southgate has done sort of recently, which is a shame because he is in very good form and he is talented, but I think if there is one of them that misses out, it'll be him. So if they all, let's say in the perfect world, they all go, it's very tough to accommodate them all in the starting lineup. So again, I think Maddison's probably the lowest of the pecking order. What's the guy's name that does BBC? Is it Focus? Is it Gareth Crooks?
No, he's on BBC Breakfast as well. What's his name?
No, what's his name? He said that Foden, I'm going to get it. He said Foden is below all of them. Let me find it. But
don't bother searching his name. Don't bother it. I don't want his name on this podcast.
Where is it? Yeah, Gareth Crooks. That's right. Bowler. He said, "I do not see him being ahead of Jack Grealish, Maddison, or Mason Mount when you're talking about Phil Foden." But my question is, let's talk about how they're going to fit all of them in a team, or who fits into where. So,
because it depends on what formation.
Yeah.
Because Southgate, he's going for the 3-4-3 with only two like central midfielders. That's what he's going for at the moment.
In the 3-4-3, if he sticks with that, who played?
Yeah.
Who you playing?
I think he plays Mount as one of the two.
Yeah.
He might play like Grealish on the left. But then does he drop like Sterling, Sancho,
and then
for the other wing?
Rashford, Sterling, Sancho are all out, and then Phil Foden don't play. Do you see what I mean? It's a head. It's a headache.
I think if he goes 3-4-3, he's made the wrong decision. Like, okay, if that's his tactics and his like the way he believes is going to be successful, I just think with that many attacking players and that personnel and the quality, you have to go with one out of the back and stick them in the attack. That's what even if I believed in 3-4-3, looking at that squad, you cannot cater to the defense when you've got that quality in the team. Like
that can win you. They can win you a game.
Exactly. And it's hot. And why leave a quality player out, like top quality player, like we've just listed all those players to just cater in defense? I think that we should go. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Ellis,
Maguire, Connor Cody, and Tarkowski. Why do we? No, let's play two and take one of them out and stick.
I think you're spot on though, but we're talking about England. England have a history of sticking to one formation and then pigeonholing players into it. Look at the golden generation we had, or the so-called golden generation, played 4-4-2. How did that suit any of them players?
Gerrard playing left wing.
Playing left wing. What is going on? And
burners.
I get that obviously managers have like a sort of go-to formation that they think will work, but I think it has to be based on the players you have, especially in international football, because sort of that's what you're given. You can't then go and like sort of select buy players. That's what the country has. So cater to what they can do and try and get the best out of what you have. But you know what? If they play a 3-4-3, I think only Mount probably plays, which is a bit ridiculous.
Not Grealish.
I don't think Southgate wants to play Grealish. I don't think
not on the wing. Not on the wing.
I don't think he does. I think
no, but
go on, Ellis.
Sorry. I was gonna say in recent performances for England, Grealish has been that standout. Even if you don't fancy him, when you see that performance and the rage that is going around, like everyone knows he stood out in those two games. To leave him out, mate, you are that's suicide. Basically, like you have to play him.
It is a good point, but previous to that, he was very reluctant to give him any minutes.
Yeah.
In the international break before the Belgium sort of game, he didn't play him. He played him I think it was like a few minutes, and then he played him in a friendly. And it looked like he was favouring him playing in friendlies compared to the competitive matches in the Nations League. Obviously, like you said, he came into Belgium and was unreal in both them games. Probably one of the best performances from an Englishman that I've seen in a long, long time in a competitive game. So you have that sort of playoff, whether he likes him and did he just give in to sort of like public demand to play him? And then did he sort of show enough that he can play? But 3-4-3, I think he goes with the stereotypical like front three of Rashford, Kane, Sterling, or I think, not me. Like, don't get me wrong. This isn't what I would do.
No.
It's not the best front three.
I think that's what he might do, you know, because depending on Euros draw in terms of group stages, don't get me wrong, the Euros is a long time, so Grealish can come in and out and sort of thing. So there's plenty of time for minutes, but depending on who we're playing against, I think he won't trust him if we don't have the ball. So if we go into a game against like Belgium, or let's say we're playing Spain, I don't know if he'll trust him for us or trust the team to have enough of the ball to warrant Grealish being in the team. So he'll want that sort of character.
Who does he play as the two centre midfielders in that formation?
Oh, no one should play in that because they're both, all our centre mids are crap. All our holding midfielders are terrible.
But Rice.
Rice he's only gone and said Rice over Henderson. Oh my god!
Listen,
Henderson's playing centre back now, so he's out of question for holding mid.
Listen,
yeah, and he's crucial in that Liverpool midfield. They need him in there, mate. We need Henderson.
I like Henderson. Like, I've always been a fan, and what he does very well. He's an engine in there, breaks up play. But let's be realistic. There's levels to international football. So when you compare our holding mids to the likes of Germany, France, look at our midfielders compared to France. Like, different level. If we go into a tournament playing Declan Rice and Jordan Henderson next to each other, we're not keeping the ball.
No, it won't be both of them.
But okay, so if we're playing Declan Rice, who's played like every minute of every game since like the last 3 years, who's he playing? Mason Mount. Like, Mount's great, but like as a two, it's not like well beaten. Like,
I mean, Southgate does like Harry Winks.
Oh,
he does.
Harry Winks was my boy, but his shocker versus Everton. Oh my days, he had a night.
No, he's still a baller though. He's still
Harry Winks versus Real Madrid at the Bernabeu was an unreal performance. But
mate, Harry Winks is a championship player at best. I'm sorry to say it, but
no.
Yeah, he is.
Ellis.
Jose's made him look like a championship player. Pochettino made him look like Champions League.
Maybe, but Harry Winks is not up there, mate. He's
all right, so that's sort of
you getting that team over him. Both of you getting that team over Harry Winks.
I take that, you know. Southgate. Drop you my number.
If you're watching.
I'm still available.
Of course he is. Of course he's watching, mate.
What do you think? Okay, we're sort of saying that it's a 3-4-3. It could be. Obviously, they could revert to a standard 4-3-3, which I probably think is more sensible with the players available. Looking at the 3-4-3, who do you think plays? So, sort of have a little quick think. Who we're going to sort of spitball who we think will play in each position. Now, goalkeeper, Henderson ain't going to play because he's not starting for United.
Yeah.
Pickford isn't really like is in and out, but I think it'll be Pickford. I think Pickford's going to start. I think back three, who we got? I think John Stones has to come back into it. Are you doing
the 3-4-3?
Yeah, 3-4-3.
Oh, okay.
I think
Stones, need to change my thinking now.
I think Stones has to come back in. Boys, unreal. So it's probably going to be Stones, Dyer, Maguire.
No, he won't put Dyer in there, will he?
You know, look who's been playing. He's played the last few friendlies. But
do you know who I'd like to see? I'd like to see Reece James as the right centre half. And let Trent do the win back.
A long time ago, didn't I, Ellis? Remember? I didn't mention it, but what, like how Kyle Walker done it in the World Cup?
Yeah.
I don't think...
Because he can play there. He has played centre half.
Yeah, but I think we done it with Kyle Walker out of necessity, where we have a few defenders that sort of are competent at doing it. You get what I mean? So you still have, let's say Gomez is fit. He probably comes back into the squad.
Yeah.
I don't know when that boy's back. I can't remember the last time I saw him play. But I think Dyer was in for a shout to start. under Southgate.
To be fair, he has played sort of okay for Tottenham.
Yeah. Let's be honest.
He has played okay.
Maguire is he's 100% in the team. He's gonna
Should
play.
it be? But
Can't play a game without him.
He's to be fair to Southgate, he has given all the centre halves a try. So it's obviously that he's not too confident about that position. He's played Connor Cody, Michael Keane, Tarkowski, Tyrone Mings. So there's a few options to go for.
Mings is a really good shout as well because he's the only left-footed centre back.
Left-footed, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right though, Ryan. I think John Stones has got to be in there, and I don't think he was like around the last international break, was he?
No.
I think now he has to be the form he's on.
But as much as I'm a big John Stones fan, Diaz has helped him a lot. Like he just looks a little bit more confident next to him. Going into a defense with like the likes of Maguire, who's just I don't even want to talk about that boy. But I don't know, it might be old John Stones, if you get what I mean. Like he might have a few lapses in control. But I think they're the three that they'll probably look at to start with. And then 3-4-3 will be obviously looking at it, it'll probably be wing backs playing there. So the likes of Trent, Reece James are probably that side. But he loves Trippier. Trippier is like
but he plays him on the left.
Yeah, when we didn't have any left.
Don't get that.
Left wing backs.
But we do though. Don't get it.
Yeah. But I think that side will be Trent or James, which I think James is in better form. So I'd probably
I think it would be James.
How about he takes a bit of inspiration from Tuchel and plays like a Jadon Sancho right wing back to accommodate the attacking more?
Or play Callum there.
Oh,
bring Callum, mate.
I don't think.
Don't change it. Don't change situations to put him in there.
But that could be an option.
Yeah.
I like it. I would be happy to see two wingers playing in them wing back positions.
Two.
Yeah, either side, or you sort of do one or the other. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust those. I don't trust Maguire.
That's what I'm
saying. I say we go all out. Let's play a Ryan fantasy draft team. Let's go all out.
Play Harry Kane centre half.
Ellis, there'd be nothing more I'd love to see than just all our attackers on the pitch.
You know what? After like our history in tournaments, if he just said, let's go for this. Yeah. Let's just go for this.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter who we come against.
Let's just go and win this game. Try to consolidate and be like, play to what England's strengths are.
Yeah.
Now we've got such an exciting group of players. Why not go Callum Hudson-Odoi right wing back? I don't know. Just for instance, who can play left? Sancho or someone like that, or Rashford, or someone Saka. Let's say Saka because he's a left midfielder.
Yeah.
Let's say Callum Hudson-Odoi is Saka. Then you have two proper holders, maybe. Let's say Henderson and Rice. I know we just slagged them off, but considering they're going to need to be defensive if we're going full out, and then have the front three with Foden, Grealish in front of them and Kane. Then you have sort of four with including the wing backs, 2 10s, and a top quality striker. Why not? Especially against some teams that you come up against in the Euros, you can absolutely dominate them.
Yeah.
I would love nothing more than seeing Declan Rice sit and having Grealish and Mount in front of him.
Yeah, that's what I'd want.
But it's not going to happen. This ain't Pep taking the England team. It's not going to happen. We're going to have two sort of the proper centre mids. It's just a given. But I would love to see two wide players. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I'd love to see go. I think he's playing really well at the moment.
Hey, yeah. He's been Chelsea's best player under Tuchel.
Mate, he's very talented. He had the serious injury.
Yeah.
And then he came back in under I don't know why. Frank just didn't seem to trust him. He was the player that got shunted after sort of a bad team performance. But he was never given the luxury of certain players like Mount. When Mount had an average game, the next game he was still in. If Hudson-Odoi had about an average game, not even necessarily a bad one, he was out. It was a weird one. I don't know what happened there. Obviously, he had the injury. He had that incident in the media. Do you remember that with there was an incident about him breaking COVID or something and a girl going to his apartment and things like that. But I like him. I think he's more talented than Christian Pulisic.
Do you think managers have this perception where it's a
big shout. That's a big shout.
It's a young player. Give him time? He's not ready yet. Do you think that's just like a bit of a myth to say that? Because Pep was saying it with Phil Foden.
Yeah.
It's a good point. I think every player is sort of different. Like you don't see them on a day-to-day basis of like maturity. So it's a tough one, but like there's no right or wrong way to bring a player through. So Phil Foden, for years, people have been like the last 2 years, people have been saying, "I'll give him more minutes, give him more minutes." Then he won't get them. Say get loaned out. But then now the last couple of games, he's sort of become like a mainstay in the team. Everyone's talking about him. So then you look back and go, "Oh, Pep done the right thing by like bedding him in slowly." But then you have the likes of Mason Mount went 1 year. Derby obviously had a few loans before that. Went 1 year. Derby came straight into the Chelsea team, trusted week in, week out, done superb. So I think it depends.
You know what you just said about that though, right? Don't you think that they've embedded in slowly, but I think someone like Phil Foden with his quality, he could have done this at the start of the season. Like if Pep had trusted him more as a regular start of the season, we would still be seeing the impact he's had.
But do you think he would be playing if De Bruyne weren't injured? If De Bruyne didn't get that injury?
Yeah, I think he'd still be playing because he's playing out wide at the moment, or he tends to start the games out wide. But Pep, even after the Liverpool game, said that in the first half he wasn't happy with Phil Foden playing down the middle as the false nine. He said that there's so much for it. He's done superbly. Like he gave him loads of praise, but then said there's a lot that he don't understand positionally in terms of certain positions. So then in the second half, he pushed him out wide. And he said that's a lot more a lot easier for him. So although we're seeing him score and things like that, Pep's still looking at it like he's not really executing everything we need him to do in specific positions. So young players are tough. Like it's tough. There's so much to go into them, like sort of hitting the ground. We see them hit the ground running occasionally, and you're like, oh, like that's superb.
Next big thing.
Yeah, like. You don't, especially with someone like Phil Foden, if, like you said, next big thing, everyone's saying that if we get above our sort of station, who knows, he might be like Jack Wilshere. Like, how many players have we seen do that? So I personally think Pep done the right thing by bedding him in slowly and sort of set him up to sort of ease himself in, like bring him into limelight, played him in some big games last year, then sort of left, put him down to the bench as a sub. I think personally that's the best thing. I think young players aren't trusted as much as they probably should be because people put emphasis on the fact that like it's a big jump from youth to first team. But if you're in an academy from like 8 through to 23s, surely what the academy is meant to do is ease you up the stages. So like, okay, you're playing like 15s, 16s, 17s, you've got the Youth Cup, you have a good attendance at games, then 23s, you should be playing in a slightly bigger, like the Champions League for like Chelsea, and so forth. And then you have the proper games. Obviously, there is a big jump, but surely if you can sort of adapt to each level, you'd hope they'd adapt to that one. Do you get what I mean?
Mate, when I was a young player, mate, I was unbelievable. Sunday League, I used to turn up in my suit and tie before the game. Sunday League.
Coming off the bus with the headphones on. Wash bag under the shoulder.
Fully trust from the manager. I can stick him in at a young age. He'll do a job for me. That's unbelievable.
No question about it.
Yeah, but I just generally on the English lads, I am excited about the sort of the crop of players that are coming through. Because now we're at that year where the under-17s World Cup winning side are all of age. They're all of age. So Foden's starting, Callum Hudson-Odoi's starting. Who else was in that team? Conor Gallagher's at West Brom. He was on the bench for that team. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was in the World Cup winning team, no?
I don't know, Ellis.
I don't know, mate.
No, he might not have been in that 17s team, actually. No, he's too old.
McNeil, he's a baller.
Dwight McNeil, you like Dwight McNeil?
Dwight McNeil.
Yeah.
Sean Dyche is fuming about him not getting an England call up. You know that?
Oh, is he?
I think it was in the last one where Tarkowski didn't get picked up for the England squad, and Dwight McNeil didn't get called up for 21s or first team.
Mate, I watched McNeil in a few under 21s games.
Good player.
Oh, mate,
good player.
He's going to be saucy. Not quite McSauce, but saucy.
Good old Scott McTominay. But yeah, no, it's an exciting sort of crop. I just hope it's not sort of what happened to so many England teams where they get put in a wrong situation, everyone gets ahead of their station. Like, they are very talented, but there are some good countries out there. Like, comparing the likes of our teams to, like I said, France's production.
So who do you think's winning the Euros then?
I think it's coming home, lads.
I think I'm positive. I think we might win it.
I hope we have a good chance.
I'm saying England.
I don't think
I'm saying England. Ellis, I'm saying England.
I'm gonna go Belgium.
No, it would have been Belgium, the World Cup, but
I'm saying Greece.
Greece.
Oh my days, this boy.
No, serious shout.
Portugal
is the team to watch.
Yeah.
Portugal is the team to watch, right? That team. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Now Ronaldo's on the. He's going.
Oh, Ellis, he's young.
This is his last. This is his last like Euros.
Okay, so he's gonna go out on a high. It's gonna be like Tom Brady. He's gonna come back for one more. Ellis, that's a good shout. I think I agree with that. You know, I said Belgium, but I didn't even think about Portugal. They won the Nations League, didn't they?
Yeah.
So they won
Holland.
They beat France in the Euro. Wait, they beat France in the Euros. France won the World Cup. Portugal won the Nations League. So even though they they didn't win the World Cup, but they're sort of in a sort of good run of the major competitions. So I think that's a good shout. I think Aiden's way off with Ronaldo on the way out. Way off.
100%, mate. 100%.
No, I'm not saying he's had it.
He's a different player.
Look. When you go back and watch it, you'll see I never said the words "he's had it." I'm saying this is his last one. You're putting words in my mouth now.
Right. Well, we're sort of. That's sort of the international, and obviously, like I said, exciting about the youngsters coming through. I'm just excited really with the Euros in general. Obviously, it's meant to be last year.
Yeah.
But you cannot beat an international tournament and the buzz that it gives.
You can't beat it.
When that World Cup run, the England World Cup run was superb. I thought we were going away. When Trippier sunk it top corner, I was like, we're going away. And then Southgate let me down with his substitutions.
Forget about Trippier in the semis, mate. In the group stages, when we spanked that team like 8-0, I was like, this is ours. It's coming home.
That was against Panama.
Jesse Lingard.
Yeah.
Jay Ling's man of the moment.
Mate, Jesse Lingard is like our podcast mascot. Every episode he gets mentioned.
Does Jesse Lingard go to the Euros? Does he come?
Nah, I don't think he does. I don't think he does. Unless he goes crazy at West Ham.
Nah, yeah, he got a chance.
To a game, he might sneak in there, but
he's not got a chance.
All right, lads, we'll sort of move on. I don't know if there's any other topics you sort of want to cover. Ellis, I know that you obviously mentioned Jose Mourinho had a few comments either today or in the week about a few things. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, it surprised me a bit, and it kind of it gave me that feeling of Jose self-destruct kind of characteristic that we've seen before with him. And it was just like Gareth Bale tweeted out saying, it literally said, good training session with the, this emoji.
What emoji?
Strong emoji.
Cool.
What emoji?
Look at him.
Mind that blazer.
Go show us again. Don't want to rip it, mate.
Just, oh no. Mom called a tailor.
Oh, God.
Get the car ready to King's Road. Yeah.
Where?
King's Road.
He's got to push.
Double Road. King.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, and basically he tweeted that, and Mourinho came out today and basically said that the tweet is not like relatable to the actual to what it's basically saying. He had a terrible session, and I don't know why he's tweeting that. And it's just like,
what,
No way.
Mourinho tweeted it.
Yeah, he said something like it's not the same as what reality happened, or something like that along those lines. I can't remember exactly what he said.
Gareth Bale tweeted it. And
Yeah, but what, did Mourinho tweet back, or did he say it?
No, he said it in the press conference today.
Oh my!
And it's just like, what's the need? Like,
well, he's getting sacked in a few months.
Yeah, but a few weeks ago, it came out that in one of the YouTube videos, you could hear Mourinho say, they took it down afterwards, but in the background, you heard Mourinho go, do you want to play here? Like, do you want to play football here, or do you want to go back to Madrid and do nothing? Pretty much. I'm sure he said something along those lines to Gareth Bale. So they're not seeing.
But he's not playing. He's not playing though.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's because, well,
he doesn't like what he's seeing in training.
Yeah, and let's be honest, when he has played, he ain't been great.
No.
Like,
he's seen Harry Winks, and he's used to Tony Kroos.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, he thinks it's the same person.
I love how when he came back to Tottenham, it was all like, oh, Bale's back, and
Bale
Son,
back,
Bale, Kane, and
Exactly.
That happened.
Bo's wine. Lucas Moura.
He just let's be honest. He just wants to play golf now. He wants to play golf. He's gonna keep making that money, and I don't see there seems like no motivation from him. But it was a bit of.
He don't care about football.
I don't know why Mourinho would call him out like that. Like that would help the situation. And I think if Mourinho doesn't win the League Cup, I think he's in trouble.
So that's it.
Are they?
Yeah, I do.
Are they? What
I don't think so.
are we at? League Cup? What?
No, but final against City.
City.
Yeah. The Carabao Cup.
They're not winning that.
They got. I mean, they got City this weekend as well, so we'll see what happens there. But
you know what? I say they're not winning that. It's just typical Mourinho fashion, isn't it? To lose to City and then somehow nick a 1-0 win, and he's knee sliding on Wembley pitch. Going.
And listen, it's a never go against Mourinho in the final as well. Never go against Mourinho in the final.
He's giving a knee slide into the crowd, but there's no one there. Mourinho has a weird way of sort of handling media and player discipline, don't he? He always has. Like, even when
it's because he does it the same way he'd done it before when he was at Chelsea with like Lampard, Drogba. He's managing the same way that players were back in the day, but they're not like that now.
Yeah, I know that Joe Cole spoke about it. I think that he publicly criticised Joe Cole, and then I think Joe Cole said that he did come back and have a good performance. But even Joe Cole said, I don't even think you can do that to players now. It's not the same. But I agree with Ellis. I don't think there's a need. Like, Bale's done something there to help the club. Like, they're not in a great form. They've conceded 5 goals, in the FA Cup. He's been like, was it the day after the Everton game?
I'm not sure. Maybe, possibly.
But it has been like post Everton game. It won't.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
There's a major cry out for them to win a trophy. They've come off a loss in the FA Cup, which probably was a good chance of them getting a trophy alongside the Carabao. And then Bale's sort of gone, oh, we've had a good training session to sort of, in theory, like, we've had a bad game, we're training hard to sort of fix it. And Mourinho pretty much comes out and goes, well, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And social media at the moment is such a weird place. Like, Mike Dean's getting death threats. From the Southgate decision. Obviously, it's been going on for years, that sort of thing. And then you have the racial abuse to Tammy after the Chelsea game. Who was it at United? Was it Tuan Zabi? He got racial abuse.
And Martial. And it's just so silly. Like, it's crazy what is going on with social media. But Mourinho, I don't see why he done that. He even came out and said about the 5-4 loss, he said that even in training, if they're playing 5-a-side and a team can see 5 goals, he sends them in. He stops it.
They're not defending properly. So I think Ellis might be on something, might be hitting the cell.
This is just to make sure it's exactly right. His quote was about Gareth Bale. His post was a contradiction of reality. So basically, no, mate, it wasn't a good session.
That's funny. How long you think he's got? You think he'll be out soon?
Like I said, I think.
No.
Listen, they've hired him to win trophies, haven't they? So I think if he loses the League Cup final and the form that they've been on continues, I don't see him being there next season, especially if the form continues like how it's been. But we'll see. It's Mourinho. I think he's got the ability to pull a trophy out of the bag. So
what? Lampard in?
Oh, imagine that. Oh, never though. Never happened.
Never happened.
Never.
He's going Palace, isn't he? He's going Palace.
You think he's going Palace?
That's. I've read a few reports saying that.
Mate, I called that on the other podcast. Just want to say, I called that.
He did.
I think.
Thanks.
But there's a lot of people. I read that a lot of people.
Pay me later.
Hodgson should get a year extension again, because with so much uncertainty around like the club finances, and obviously COVID's hit them crazily. Like Palace don't have a great deal of money anyway. A lot of money's gone into a new training ground. They're saying that Hodgson's done so well on such a shoestring budget over the years.
Yeah.
Just sort of keep it solid for like one more year. Don't jump the gun and try and get ahead of themselves. Because don't forget, Palace took a big risk with Frank de Boer. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it didn't work.
Came in like an exciting manager. Like everyone was like, "Oh, plays football." What did he have? Like 30 days, and then got sacked.
Yeah.
30 Premier League days or something. Got sacked. So they've tried it and it didn't work. And then who did they have after Frank de Boer? Did he go straight to Roy Hodgson?
I think it was straight. Or was it Allardyce?
Yeah.
Did Allardyce go to Palace?
Didn't he? Then it went to Roy Hodgson.
I'm pretty sure he went.
Shall I have a look? I'll get it up.
Fact check.
I'm pretty sure Allardyce went to Palace.
Yeah, me too. But so they've had that like creative young, exciting gaffer come in.
Lampard, he's had a bit of Premier League experience, so like he would. I think
they get relegated. Well, I think they get relegated.
No. What, this season?
If Lampard comes in.
Oh, Ryan, you're just hating on Lampard now.
Palace.
If Lampard.
Yeah. What's he talking about? No, I don't think Palace have the money to afford him.
Straight after Frank de Boer.
Yeah.
How long has he been there for? When was that? Does it say?
The report was in September 2017.
Ooh, it's been there for a while now.
And he was sacked after 5 games. So yeah,
5 games.
30 days.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Right,
you know who I'd like to see?
Mate,
just quickly.
I like Roy. I'll go on, right. Sorry, mate.
You know who I'd like to see if Hodgson doesn't, because he's only got a year this year on his contract.
I know who you're gonna say.
Yeah, Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe, yeah.
I'd like to see Eddie Howe take it.
I like Eddie Howe.
Why not? He fits what they need. I think younger manager. He has been in the Prem. I know Bournemouth got relegated, so it's like a stain on his record. But I feel like he was always fighting the tide with Bournemouth. I think eventually they will slip down. Plays a good.
I don't rate relegated managers.
So Ranieri. There's a lot of managers that have been relegated that have gone on to good things.
Who did you say?
Claudio Ranieri won the Prem, been relegated.
Who did he get relegated
with Fulham?
Yeah, he won the Prem before that.
Yeah, but still got relegated. So he can win the Prem.
He
can win the Prem, but he can get relegated.
You see when Fulham appointed him?
Relegation.
Did you see when Fulham appointed him? They were saying Fulham's going to win the Premier League next season.
Yeah.
They just won the Championship.
I still don't get over the fact that Leicester won the Prem. Yeah, with that team, like it has a few players in it. No, they had like Kante and Vardy. That was about it.
And don't forget the biggest baller, Danny Drinkwater.
Danny Drinkwater, what a legend.
What a legend.
Love that guy.
No. Who was it? Oh, what was his name? Who was the guy who was playing up front with Jamie Vardy?
Okazaki.
Mate, on FIFA, he's not bad. He's
good.
I'll
be honest, in real life, he's not bad. He used to pick up some tricky positions for certain players.
What was it? What was the other one? What was the other one?
Mark Albrighton coming
No,
in and left.
the guy that used to play for Brighton. I don't know if he was there at the time, but they had, what was his name? Oh,
Aloha.
Aloha.
Was it Aloha?
Aloha, yeah.
He was a baller as well.
But fair play to them because they done that. I presume they were just gonna go back to how Leicester were a few years before, but they couldn't. They're now like a top 4 team probably under Brendan Rodgers. So they've used that as a big platform. Like fair play to them recruitment wise and sort of how they set the club up.
They've done that well. Recruitment.
It's a credit to them because after winning Champions League, they got round of like 16 or quarterfinals or something ridiculous in a tough group. And they lost. Drinkwater went, Kante went. The whole back four doesn't play now. Pretty much anyone from that Prem team, other than like Kasper Schmeichel and Vardy and Mark Albrighton, I think most of them are gone. So Leicester, I think Leicester might break into that consistent top 4, top 6 thing.
Yeah,
But
I think they are.
That's what I was thinking the other day. How we have our stereotypical top 4, top 6? You have like Chelsea, Liverpool, United, City, Spurs, Arsenal. They're the stereotypical top 6. What does it take for us to suddenly go, okay, now Leicester are in that, and Arsenal are out? Like how?
Yeah, I think that.
You think already? You think it's happened?
I think already. Yeah, Leicester are better than Arsenal.
Who's your top 6 now?
The same top 5 with Leicester. So get rid of Arsenal.
You think Arsenal are out?
Yeah.
But
no, I think it's still the same.
I think it's still the same.
I think you have to be consistently finishing top 6 in England and consistently in the Champions League.
Which
Arsenal aren't. They're not.
Which now brings me on to the next point that I was going to actually mention this week is the new Champions League format. So you say consistently Champions League, but there's rumours that they want the Champions League to have big teams, the historically big teams, get a guaranteed place. So if that is a point to say, okay, now to break into that stereotypical top 6, you have to be in Champions League multiple years on the run. Would it ever happen? What do we think about that Champions League?
Yeah, when you send it to the group chat, I was like, no, I don't like that at all. Because what you get put into the Champions League, you get put through to the Champions League just because of your history.
Oh, that's what it's being the meetings about. Let me just reel off what was on that picture that I put
people love.
Wait, Ellis, let me just go through it. So it was 36 teams instead of 32, so it's got a little bit bigger. New spots for elite clubs that failed to qualify. So in years that when Chelsea haven't qualified, they'll probably get in. One league instead of groups. So one giant league.
Bring up Chelsea, mate.
Just because it's relatable, isn't it?
You qualify anyway, don't matter.
Best 8 to reach the knockouts. Other teams to play through new round of playoffs. Every club guaranteed 10 games, increasing revenue. Are like the main points that they're sort of proposing. I don't hate the league idea, I don't think I hate it.
That's the only thing I like about it, the league.
I agree I don't like the guarantee. I don't think anyone should be guaranteed European football. I think it should be like a reward for having a good domestic season. Because if you're guaranteed European football, that's where the revenue's at. That's where the clubs make their big money. Now, pretty much. So if I'm guaranteed that, why don't I just play a second string side or like a slightly weaker team in the league consistently when I have Champions League that week, and then just focus on the Champions League because I'm going to be there anyway. Do you get what I mean? So I don't know. I don't mind the league idea, but I'm not too sure on it. I don't like the guarantee. It just something about it just isn't right for me. I think it will become less competitive. Like it's not competitive to get into it.
Yeah.
And what does it look like in terms of who's guaranteed it in England? Is it the stereotypical top 4? So then does that mean City miss out? Because in theory, if what makes you the big team? Like how many of our clubs get the place, and then how many do we get to qualify into it? So like people like we just mentioned, Leicester have worked years now to consistently get better, to now consistently in a chance of making it. Well, that chance just got even slimmer if we're cut to 2 places to be able to qualify.
Yeah.
So them sort of clubs, I think, are probably going to be against it, but I don't think they even get a vote on it. I don't know who votes on it or what, but who would get? Let's say they guarantee us 4 places. Who gets it?
Oh mate, it's a difficult one. You know what? I'm really getting sick of all this money football thing. Like I know it's going on and it's important, but just get them out there and say play. You know what I mean? I can't be asked with all this stuff anymore, man. And big transfers and sponsorships and all this. Like, what I miss, you know what I miss? I miss the 2003, 2004 Porto teams getting to the final, winning the Champions League. I miss just pure emotion in football. And maybe I'm going off topic a little bit here with your question, but
hey, there is no topic. Go wherever you like. Take the conversation wherever you like.
I miss a Roy Keane going in 2-footed, you know, and getting up and walking away. I miss a Carlos Puyol shouting at the team for celebrating. And I just don't see it anymore, man. I don't see it anymore. And money's changed the game. And all Champions League, group, whatever, mate, just getting them playing like the good old days. Do you know what I mean?
The irony that you're a Chelsea fan and you're moaning about money changing fortunes for people.
Mate, we had a transfer ban, okay? We had no money.
For like what, 1 year? And then you're back.
We had don't you seriously though, don't you miss that a little bit? Like
I'm with Ellis on that. Yeah. With like the Carlos Puyols, the Roy Keanes, I miss that. I miss that side of things.
Are we just sort of when we reminisce, obviously everyone looks back on past years and be like, oh my God, that was amazing when this happened, when he done that, when he was playing for them. But is it just like, is it just because it was in the past, we look back at it and remember the emotions we felt then, that makes it seem better than football today? Do you get what I mean? That is football, for like a youngster growing up, they're probably like, oh, this is a huge game, like blah, blah, blah. And then years down the line, they'll be look back, like, is football actually getting like that? Or are we just sort of growing up and you sort of lose the excitement because you have other things in your life? You're doing other things, you're watching it here. It's sort of, do you get what I mean? Like,
that's a great question, Ryan. That's a great question. I'll give you an answer. I'm going to give you an answer. The answer is no. The answer is, I don't think just because we look back at it, it feels different. Like, we all coach. When I was a young boy playing football, I would just talk about football with everyone. I'd say, I want to watch this game. I'm going home to watch this game. Did you see this skill? Did you see this tackle? When we coach now, I don't feel like the players really invest their time into watching football or playing with their mates. I think they
but it's
making
so
TikToks and stuff, you know.
What is that? But it's so weird because
he's got a point. Yeah.
Me and Ellis have spoken about this like every time we're going coaching in the car, isn't it? Like, I agree 100% with that football isn't watched as much by the younger generation. But it's so like weird that that's the thing, because there's so much access to football now, more than ever.
Yeah.
More than ever. When I was younger, you'd have a couple of games on the weekend, like literally 2, maybe probably like 4. And then you have your Champions League, and you have your like ITV, and then you'd have a Sky Champions League day. So in the week, when I didn't have Sky, I'd watch that one Champions League game. Nothing for the rest of the week. Come Saturday, or try and watch the Prem game. So we had a limited access, and obviously the further you go back, the limit, it gets less and less you got to watch. But now every game is on. There's obviously, you shouldn't be doing it, it's illegal, but every game is streamed. Literally every game is streamed, like 100 streams of every game. So there's access to everything, and the kids are on, like, everyone's on social media, but they only and the internet, but they only watch the goals. It's
the highlights.
Literally what I saw on Twitter.
Match of the day games.
Which is ridiculous. Like, so you think that people just don't watch it? Like, football is getting worse. Did you say, Ellis?
not that it's getting worse, but I just miss certain aspects that I felt were really important to the game, and what made the game like.
So you don't think
like football's not a sport; it's a lifestyle. I don't feel that anymore. I don't feel like football's a religion.
He's got a point.
As much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you got players like Scott McTominay, McSauce, like bringing it back, like.
Blast from the past.
Oh dear.
Oh, dearie me.
Looking back at it,
but
go on.
Sorry, right. Just to like answer your original question about the Champions League format. My favorite competition is the Champions League. Like, I really have always enjoyed the Champions League, and I wouldn't want to see any changes. But I think that's more like nostalgia. Like, I remember when I was like literally 5-6 years old watching Man United, Real Madrid, at Old Trafford. Well, not at Old Trafford, but on TV at Old Trafford, and like seeing the players like Ronaldo, Luis Figo.
Is that when he scored a hat trick?
Yeah, and David Beckham scored the free kick, and all like watching those games for me, like they're just like class. So I've loved the Champions League ever since I was a kid. It was my favorite. So to see like changes and stuff, that hits me like
hits you hard
in a different place.
Champions League has always been like the best, like the elite. Like, it is in theory the elite. Like it makes sense to be, but it's always been so good. Like some of the best like footballing things I've watched have come in the Champions League. Like some of the moments that have happened have been ridiculous. But sort of
and the stories, like the PSG Barca 6-1, like Chelsea 2012, or Porto, Inter Milan, like the Champions League have some of the best memories in football.
Yeah.
So for that reason,
even Liverpool most recently, like really recent, coming up back against Barca.
Yeah,
Anfield, like the buzz I got, like I have I have no interest in like either of them two teams, but like, do you get what I mean? But we just sort of just to round up the podcast now, because obviously we have been going for a while, and always at the end of it we start to waffle a bit. But looking at them,
I was putting out some legitimate statements. There was no waffle.
But talking about sort of like the nostalgia of the game and things like that. Just generally, like, what's like off the top of your head a moment that you sort of look back on and think in football, you think, oh, I missed that. Like when I watched that was a big moment for me. Now, just as a disclaimer, age-wise, Aiden's the youngest. So he'll be more recent than, and then it goes Aiden, me, Ellis. So Ellis is like 40, so his will be a bit older. But Aiden is youngest. The thing is, if you don't clarify your age, they might actually think you're kind of.
That went over my head for a second.
Nah, so just as like a general one, obviously A's will be a little bit more recent, maybe. Even ours might be recent, but it should sort of be like that. So just generally, is there a moment? It don't even have to be like the biggest moment, but sort of something you look back on and think, yeah, I remember that. Anyone who wants to kick us off?
Go on, Aid.
Go on, youngest. Ball game rules. Rules. Youngest first.
It's not necessarily like it's a big game or anything, but
if you say anything Frank Lampard related, I'm not doing this podcast ever again. If you tell
Ellis, why don't you go first?
If you say Frank Lampard's chip verse hole, I'm never coming back.
No, it's not that. It's not that. Don't worry. Settle down. It's I can't remember what year it was. It was Chelsea went to QPR, and it was like when Ferdinand was playing for QPR, and then it was like Drogba having like fights, and Chelsea got like 3 red cards. John Obi, Mikel got sent off. Terry got sent off.
Remember that? That was
I just missed the passion.
Was QPR managed by Harry Redknapp then? Was that the year they went down? And they're
Possibly.
No, it was the assistant, wasn't it?
All I know is at that point QPR paid Basingwa like 300 grand a week. That club was a shambles back then. I'm so glad they sorted themselves out, because some of the money they were throwing at players like Traore, that guy that used to play for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Walker was there, Ferdinand. Joey Barton was there at one point.
Joey Barton.
Bobby Zamora. Some crazy money thrown around at that club. Ellis.
Dribble Cisse was there. Was Dribble Cisse there?
Yeah, he was. Adele Trapped. Baller.
Player. Oh my days.
Unreal. He used to send players for fun. The boy had feet. The boy had feet.
Jesus. Oh,
In the
it was a
Championship,
joy it was a joy to watch him. A joy to watch him.
I'll be honest, I've
was a
never seen a
pleasure.
player do what he done to the Championship, even to today.
No.
What he ruined it. Other than what's his name at West Ham? Came from Brentford.
Oh, Morris. Oh, Brentford.
Yeah,
Ben Rama.
Ben Rama. He done something very similar. I don't think consistently to the level, but that's the closest thing probably to it. Ellis, you got a moment for us?
Mate,
like a period,
so
or even
many.
a period.
You could have said a period.
I'm gonna go back to like my earliest memory, because I think that's
God.
my earliest memory is the 2002 World Cup.
Yeah, that's the year I was born.
The 2002 World Cup, and was me going into obviously primary school. Was me going into school at 7 a.m. because they were showing the games on the projector early in the morning. Where was it? Japan. Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And going in and watching England watching England versus Brazil and Ronaldinho scoring that free kick. That was my.
Is that the one against? Is that the one against Seaman?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was my first earliest like memory of football. I remember like going in school, think, oh, England, Brazil.
Yeah, no, I used to love that when back in primary school when they used to play the England games in the hall on the massive projector.
Yeah.
Get a jubbly in hand, mate. You're loving life. Mate, you're loving life with a jubbly in England playing.
The top off.
Yeah, cut the corner off.
Clean it up.
Let it melt and then you just drink it.
One of the saddest moments of football for me as well is I don't know what. Well, yeah, when he scored against Chelsea for City, that really hit me hard. You know.
No, I thought you were going along the World Cup route when he scored versus Germany.
The Germany goal, yeah. You can see the desperation in his head when he's celebrating. Oh, broke my heart.
Matthew Upson got the goal.
What a legend!
What a legend!
How he started and we nearly beat Germany. Like we played better than Germany with Matthew Upson at centre back. Boy was good at West Ham when he got picked in the squad.
You know what else? Since we're going back, in the 2012 when Chelsea won the Champions League.
Yeah.
I went to the parade. Like I went by myself to the parade.
I went to that.
After. Was you there?
I went to the parade.
Mate,
yeah.
I was on top of a bus stop. Yeah, I just saw some people on the bus stop, so I climbed up on top of this bus stop. Mate, the bus went past right next to me. I had Champions League and the FA Cup on the same side. Mate, I got home, couldn't find my phone. I videoed it all. I got home, I couldn't find it.
No way. You lost your phone?
No one believed me, mate. My mum was like, oh, no, you didn't. I swear. I must have dropped it when I was getting down or something.
If anyone ever found out.
Right, what's yours? Right?
Like Elliot said, there's so many memories, but you know what era I used to love? And I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but I had some weird affiliation to Blackburn back in the day when they had like Morgan Gans Pedersen, Christopher Samba.
Oh, what a team.
Yakubu.
Right, that sums you up, mate.
But Ellis, I don't know if you properly remember this team, but Ellis, that team was.
I remember Yakubu. Yakubu was a player.
Those old Premier League years, mate.
Team.
Do you know what? The period I missed was like 06, 09. That middle bit there, when Ronaldo was just different class from Man United.
I loved when United done Arsenal in Champions League. When Ronaldo they wore the all blue kit. Ronaldo scored like a 40-yard free kick that
yeah.
And then at that era as well, United just consistently ruined Arsenal, and I got so many Arsenal friends, like fans as friends, that I just love every time they lose. Nothing against Arsenal, like at the club. It's just
we love a good Arsenal friend when they lose. We love a good Arsenal friend.
And when he had Rooney, Ronaldo, and I think it was Nani. I'm not sure who was in the front three. They played at the Emirates. They played in a black kit with a blue diagonal stripe. Counter attack. And he dinked the ball back post, and I think it might have been Tevez era actually, not Ronaldo. I can't remember who it was, but they counter attacked like quick with Rooney and Nani. Nani dinks it over Almunia and they score. Like that era was just.
No, it was Ronaldo. Because I remember he started off and he done a mad sprint through the middle. Yeah.
But a lot of the memories I have in my head at the moment revolve around United, and I don't know why, but obviously United in them eras, when I look back at it, was just top. Like under
Yeah, they were
Fergie,
bossing it.
like under Fergie, it was a joke. Like when more recently, when Rooney done that long diagonal pass to Van Persie versus Aston Villa at Old Trafford.
The volley.
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. Van Persie, what a player! If he could have stayed fit for
Didn't
long,
get enough.
what
Yeah,
a player! What a player!
didn't get enough hype. Didn't get enough hype.
Too many
That
injuries.
goal at the World Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too many injuries.
I didn't really know how to act that out on camera.
Headbutt the camera, like.
Oh, actually, right. How about South Africa World Cup 2010?
That
one bang. Best World Cup. Best World Cup ever.
First goal
Best
at that World Cup when South Africa scored and they started dancing.
The celebration.
What a
Mate, that
Jubilani ball.
I was about to say that Jubilani ball will go down in history.
God knows what that ball done. When I got that,
That World Cup was something else.
That World Cup was unbelievable.
That World Cup was something else. Oh my god.
France.
Diego Forlan. Oh,
France had a
Uruguay.
France. Oh yeah, was that the one France?
Yeah,
fell apart?
I remember that vividly because obviously my dad being Irish, they knocked Ireland out with the Thierry Henry handball to get to that World Cup. And I just remember my dad absolutely grilling France every time they lost or drew. In the group stage, like, he was bathing in their failures, and they just had a stinker, didn't they? And, And they, that World Cup was good. But I love the Brazil World Cup as well.
Brazil was good.
Yeah.
It's not a World Cup I look back on and think
Brazil.
But listen,
wait, that theme tune.
The time's gonna go again. We ain't got long, but just quickly, the World Cup theme songs are unreal.
Oh,
when I get older, I will get stronger. I can't be free. Yes, I can wave flags.
What a song!
Oh,
yeah, Shakira, innit?
Unreal. Yeah, Shakira.
Waka waka, ayoy. Right, boys, we'll wrap this one up. We've been going for a while, obviously. Plus, as I said, we're starting to waffle. We've started to sing, and that is definitely not a show for any of us.
Yeah.
Ellis is going to get a demo out soon.
He'll get his keyboard.
Hello, it's me.
Get the Macarena.
No, mate, you can't embarrass yourself wearing a suit, mate.
Oh God.
Right, lads. I've enjoyed this one. We'll wrap it up.
Been a pleasure.
Now. Everyone listening.
What, you haven't enjoyed the other ones?
I only like it when you come to the forefront, really. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Leave a comment below with your best sort of memory just on the topic we're just finishing on, like one of the standout memories for you guys, and we'll sort of pick them out maybe next episode if anyone's left any. And hopefully we'll listen to the next one. So cheers for listening, guys. Obviously make sure to subscribe and that there'll be more content coming every week, so look out for that. Bye.